Hello all you wonderful Rise of Kingdoms players out there, this is Dragothien here, and today we're going to be doing a video on Attila Takeda in August of 2021. I keep getting this question, should I still max Attila Takeda? Are they still good? And this is going to probably expand into a best pairings series that we're going to be doing every month just to update everybody on the top pairings. That being said, Attila Takeda is one of the most asked for, so I figured I'd kick this shindig off with Attila Takeda being the first one. And as you can see on the left side, we've got count them, six different categories. This used to be completely green. When Attila Takeda first came out, and even after the first nerf, this used to be all green. They were just the best. You could just use them for everything, and they were just really, really good at stuff. Now we've got new commanders out like XY Chandra, we've got new commanders out like Zenobia, we've got new commanders out like YSS, we've got new commanders out like Artemisia, we've got all these new commanders that really have limited the role of Attila Takeda in the current game metas that you guys are enjoying right now. That being said, we're going to go through each one of these categories, and I'm going to show you what you can use Attila Takeda for now, or at least what you should use Attila Takeda for now, and what you shouldn't use Attila Takeda for now. So again, this is a pairing. If you're not using Attila with Takeda, I think you're doing it wrong. There's some pairings out there that I've seen that are, they do some things, but Attila Takeda is needed with Attila. Takeda can be used with Saladin and some other commanders to provide some tankiness for cav marches, but again, they don't do what they were made to do without both of them being together. It's peanut butter and jelly, it's beans and rice, it's peas and carrots, etc. Okay, category 1. This is non-city rallies. So we're talking forts, flags, anything that's not a city that can be rallied. Okay, so should you do a non-city rally with Attila Takeda in August of 2021? Let's go ahead and reveal. Big negative. Like we talked about earlier in the video, we've got Zenobia YSS, we've got Jadwiga YSS, which, believe it or not, no skill damage is what's supposed to beat Jadwiga YSS. Attila Takeda doesn't do that, especially if it's well reinforced. It's -2 to 1 trades. I've got plenty of reports to show you. In fact, there will be a report that I show you at the end of this video as well, so make sure you stay tuned and go through this video with me. I'll make sure it's just a 10-minute video so I don't lose your attention. But non-city rallies, Attila Takeda is not the play anymore. You need to be having XY Chandra, you need to be having Ramses Nebu, you need to be having Pakal Herald, and then now with Gilgamesh and EMULATOR coming out, those will likely be also new meta rally and garrison pairs as well. Attila Takeda is just not the meta anymore when it comes to non-city rallies. Speaking of city rallies, let's go ahead and talk about the second category, which is city rallies. You can use him for city rallies, and in fact, he still is one of the best, especially when it's not a top-tier city. Now, if you're rallying a city that has Zenobia YSS, Jadwiga YSS, specifically Zenobia YSS, even, again, now with EMULATOR, I think EMULATOR and Artemisia is going to be insanely retarded. No offense for that word. If you guys get offended, I apologize. But you don't rally with Attila Takeda on those cities. But that's really the minority. I'd say maybe 5 to 10% of players have those as your garrison for their cities. Usually it's your Charles YSGs, some Sun Tzu YSGs out there. I'm sure there's some Artemisia somethings out there. Generic stuff. Attila Takeda is still one of, if not the best city rallies in the game. You can definitely use Attila Takeda in that capacity and get great results, hence the 3 check marks, which is, by my calculations, 300% more than 1 check mark. Third category, group open field. Now, when I say group open field, because I've also got murder ball in there, okay? So when I say group open field, this is small skirmish open field with like 5 players, okay? You're bringing your 5 marches out. You're pushing the field with a few other players on your team. You're going to do a quick hit in the open field, that kind of thing. This is not a murder ball situation where you're all clumped up in a spot and that's it. This is mobility open field, okay? So let's go ahead and pull that one down. And yes, it is decent. It is decent. It's not amazing like city rallies are. It's not amazing, but you'll get good trades on your report, which again, for some of you, that's what's most important. For others, not so much. But you'll do okay. You can use them in that capacity. Attila does have a fantastic attack reduction debuff that works really, really well. Takeda obviously has a nice heal that goes along with it to keep that troop, that march alive. It's decent group open field. It's not amazing, but it's pretty good. Let's go to solo open field. This is just you by yourself. Really solo march. If you're surrounded by a bunch of your enemies in the open field, should you use Attila Takeda to come out and like poke the bear a little bit, or if you have all 5 marches available, should you use Attila Takeda as one of those marches? Yes, and in fact, again, if it's just you, this is going to give you one of the best severely wounded trades that you can get in the game right now, because everything else, for the most part, that's open field related and not a rally, you're not going to get great counterattack damage with quick hit stuff. Like if you pull your march out and 5 marches swarm you, you're going to take negative trades on anything but really Attila Takeda. There's other marches out there that, you know, you will, depending on who you're going up against, that kind of thing, will give you better trades, but not better trades than 1 march, and that 1 march is Attila Takeda. That's why this one also gets 3 check marks, because it is probably one of the best solo open field marches that you can have. Again, this is for just getting a good trade. This is not meaning that you're turning the tide of battle. This is not meaning that you're making game-changing moves, right? This is just you taking 4,000 severely wounded versus your enemy taking 11,000 severely wounded. That's all you're doing, which is good, right? That's 2 3-to-1 trade, but that's all you're doing. Okay, so just manage your expectations, but that's what this march is really good for in 2021, August 2021. All right, murder ball situation. I'm gonna go with a no. The only redeeming quality with this march and a murder ball situation is the attack debuff that Attila provides, and you can get that from elsewhere. So there's tons of other commanders that do not only single target but AoE debuffs in that regard. This really won't help you, and it doesn't help your team out. It doesn't help all of your players around you. It's just a single target smacking something. And again, while your march will likely get a decently positive trade, you're not helping everybody else get those trades too. So to me, murder ball situation, I don't bring Attila Takeda. There's just not enough group utility value there. But again, for solo open field, and even for a small group, or even just you with your 5 marches open field, works really well. Now, counter rallies. This is where the report's going to come in. I'm going to show you one of the reports, and I've got probably 30 of these saved that I should probably go over with you guys. All these, I saved every single rally and garrison report from 916's KVK that I was a part of, by the way. But here's one in particular, once I go through this last section here, that I want to show you. So, counter rally. Should you be able to use, should you use in 2021 Attila Takeda as a counter rally? And when should you do that? Okay, so again, there's tons of rallying metas out there right now, and Attila Takeda has kind of been replaced, hence the non-city rally being an X. But for counter rallies, I disagree. Counter rallies, I've got 2 sections here, and I'm going to go ahead and hide my camera for just a second so I can show you what the graphic looks like. On the left side, it's clean, meaning you have a clean open field, meaning you own the open field with your team. You don't have a bunch of enemies around, and it's just you guys. It's just you and your team. It's friendly. You can come out with your marches, and there's nothing going on. On the right side with the 3 check marks is a dirty open field, meaning you are completely overwhelmed by your opponent. They are absolutely swarming everything that comes near rallies and garrisons that you're trying to take objectives for, etc. You don't have any presence on the open field because you can't, as a team, take over and clean up that open field. Now, why is this so critical? Okay, we're going to jump over and we're going to bring up the report. I'm going to bring my face up as well. And I'm also going to, I apologize, I'm going to go ahead in real time and we're going to flip it around so I can show you what we're talking about. All right, so here we go. This is a report. This is a report Shifty. This was when we were defending the level 7 passes, and this was a counter rally on a rally that was rallying our fort at the level 7 passes in the last KVK that we were in. So let me walk through this, and again, I've got just loads of reports I mean, just absolute loads of reports that we were in. Obviously, we did a lot of fighting. And I've got some that were led by me. I've got some that were led by Shifty, by Clink, by Koro, everybody, Westy, all that. But this one in particular kind of highlights why that last category with the counter rally for Attila Takeda is so important. We did not own the open field pretty much since the level 7 passes opened, okay? When we were going up against the Earth Camp in 846 and 862, and this is a prime example. When we're looking through, you got a mixture of 846 and 862 reinforcing, or swarming, I'm sorry, this counter rally that Shifty sent against Makote's Zhang Yu and Chandragupta Maurya, okay? So while the actual rally did not perform as well, okay, when we look through the rest of it, so first guy instantly filled his hospital and started taking dead. Here's 84k open dead, Steerminator. Steerminator again, 100k severely wounded, 50k dead. Steerminator again, 71,000 severely wounded, 130k dead. 40,000 severely wounded, 170k dead. 30,000 severely wounded, 86k dead. That's from one guy. One guy just took maybe 500k dead, 450 to 500k dead. One guy. Poppy Hamed, 100,000 severely wounded, 100,000 severely wounded, 150,000 severely. These are top tier marches, and these guys have proper tech. These guys are no slouches. Just taking massive severely wounded. Select 6 here. I think he tapped. Like, look how quickly. He only caused 1,900 severely wounded versus almost 30,000. He tapped for a second. He was like, hard no. That's what ended up happening. But this guy, Black Earth Psy, 200,000 severely wounded. 175,000 severely wounded, 218,000 severely wounded, 103. This is Zefty. He was the top tier, one of the top tier ralliers in 846. Top tier gear, top tier everything. Okay, Crystal Tech is on point. You can see 436,000 troops here. Guan Leo, one of the best open field infantry pairs in the game. 103,000 severely wounded, 32,000 dead. Infantry are supposed to beat Cav. Now, of course, this is 2.8 million infantry versus 2.8 million Cav versus 430,000 infantry, but you understand what I'm saying. 32,000 dead. 32,000 dead, 130,000 severely wounded. 32,000 dead, 115,000 severely wounded. 56,000 dead, 140,000 severely wounded. 40,000 dead, 140,000 severely wounded. Dude filled his hospital and took another 150,000 dead. Sergo, 57,000 severely wounded. Sergo again, 92,000 severely wounded, 20,000 severely wounded, 170,000 severely wounded, 95,000, 47, 85, 110, 103. You get the idea. This is why Attila Takeda is still such a good counter rally pair. If they're gonna swarm it, which if you're facing top tier kingdoms, they're gonna do it. They're gonna do it. There's no reason not to send Attila Takeda, and you've got pairs like Pakal and Herald, which are basically anti-swarm as well, and are giving you like these types of reports. Okay, so you can definitely use Pakal Herald as a counter rally in the same capacity that I'm talking about with Attila Takeda. But if you have Attila Takeda and you haven't gotten the upgraded infantry commanders that are out, it works great. Okay, obviously, this is one of 30, and they all look the same. 2 million severely wounded, another 1.5 million dead every single time. You'll never get those kinds of trades anywhere against a top tier kingdom. You'll just never do it. So that's why I'm saying Attila Takeda is still very valuable in 2021 overall. Let me go ahead and switch back over to the graphics so we can finish off on that note. And again, you can see 4 of the categories, very positive. 2 of the categories, not positive, but those 2 categories used to be really positive before all the new commanders came out. So people are kind of concerned, hey, should I still do Attila Takeda? If the green categories on this this graphic are worth it for you, and that's what you're looking for, then absolutely go for Attila Takeda all day. But if your main job, your main role is to rally forts and flags and KVK objectives and even Ark of Osiris objectives, that could have been another category in here. Then probably not. I would not do that. And again, if your main purpose is to be inside of a murder ball, I really don't see the benefit of having Attila Takeda be the one. Okay, so that's my rundown for Attila Takeda as a pairing in 2021. I hope this has been helpful. I will throw this on the community page on my YouTube channel so that you can download it for yourself if you would like. And again, it'll be, there for you if you need it. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys next time. Cheers. Have a good one and take care.